Hey, what's going on, sports fans? We are back. Your two favorite NBA podcasters. It's your boy Sean with boxingandbasketball.com with your co-host Matthew Reyna. What's up, Matthew?
Well, yesterday was President's Day. Here's my ranking of the 5 best presidents: Lincoln, Washington, Obama, Franklin Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt. Bam.
All right. Theodore himself.
Theodore himself.
Yep. All right, so here we go, man. We got great topics for you. Listen, we appreciate y'all liking, subscribing, leaving comments. Matter of fact, if we have time at the end of this, we'll get into some of your comments that you left us and see what we can come up with. I was going to pull up, I was telling Matthew I was about to pull up some YouTube comments, but as y'all know right now, as we're filming this, YouTube is having issues. So we might not be able to pull up your YouTube comments, but we'll get back to them next week. All right, Matthew, you ready for number one?
Let's do it.
Lillard pitches Curry for the epic 2027 three-point contest lineup. Lillard edged Booker 29-27 in 2026 final despite rehabbing a torn Achilles. Then he texted Steph Curry about stacking the 2027 contest at Phoenix Suns Arena. Curry quickly replied he's in. Confident Clay and Booker will join, building on his earlier pledge to return after skipping this year due to injury. With Lillard tying legends like Larry Bird and Dirk Nowitzki at the three-point titles and Clay's 4 crowns in the mix, fans are hyped for what could be the deepest field ever as the league eyes top shooters for the remaining spots. First of all, I was highly disappointed in Knueppel and how gracefully he exited out of the three-point contest this year. With all the hype and how well he did, it's crazy, right? You would think it's a different type of pressure playing in the basketball game where guys jumping at you and trying to take your feet out from underneath of you. You got a second to shoot. But man, yeah, it's timed and all that, right? But man, I'm trying to think what kind of pressure is it to be in a three-point contest? Yeah, you get the trophy. Yeah, you get the accolades, but I don't think it's nowhere near the amount of pressure as a game when it's on the line and you're trying to get to the playoffs. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Knueppel exiting so early? And what do you think about this power lineup if it does happen next year?
I mean, there's a lot of pressure. I mean, it might, when you're hitting the big shot in a game and you got to just drill that three-pointer for the win, it's all adrenaline. In some cases, you're not even thinking. So you see different guys that aren't even considered shooters that are just more like, considered killers with the ball in their hand. They're going to get that ball. They're going to go up like it's second nature, and they're going to drain the shot. But when you're pulling it off a rack and you're in the gym and there's a bunch of celebrities watching you and there's like a bunch of like the best players in the league watching you, because keep in mind, when you're playing a game, you're playing one other team. So maybe they have one star player. Maybe they're playing the Bucks. And you got Giannis there. But like when you're at the All-Star game, literally every single star in the league, Giannis, Wemby, LeBron, at ringside, they're ringside, at courtside, all watching you. And,
Yeah.
it's like you're in the gym. And then when you're in the gym, we all know you can get cold in the gym. So you miss you grab that first ball off the rack, you miss it. Okay, if you don't make that second ball, then it's going to be a long night, because everyone knows in the gym, you put up a couple bricks, you're going to put up a couple more bricks. Me personally, I put up a brick, my next 5, 6, 7, 8 shots could be bricks. So, it's a little disappointing, but he's a rookie, Knueppel, so he going to win this contest. He might win this contest a few times, but he ain't going to win it next year. Okay, here's the deal, man. These guys now Booker is an interesting choice, because Booker is a guy I don't think of as a three-point shooter. I think of him more as just like a killer with the ball in his hand. Like he can drain a shot from anywhere. You want him with the ball at the end of the game because he got that killer mentality.
Right.
But
He's
I
more
don't
of a
think
mid-game shooter.
Yeah, I don't think of him as like a killer three-point shooter. In fact, I saw a stat yesterday. I want to fact check this. Westbrook, my guy Westbrook, this year and last year, so the past 2 seasons, is shooting higher from 3 than Devin Booker. I think Westbrook's shooting 33.5 the last 2 years, and Booker's only shooting 32.6 for the last 2 years. But everyone knows Booker's more of a shooter than Westbrook. But my whole point with that is that he's a killer. He's a mid-range god. But I don't think of him as like a knockdown three-point shooter. So it's interesting. You're talking about Damian Lillard, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson, the three greatest three-point shooters of our generation. Steph in terms of quantity and percentage. Thompson probably just more in terms of percentage. He was getting them up. He wasn't getting them up like Steph and Lillard though. Right. And Lillard was more of just like a volume shooter. So Lillard generally wasn't giving you 40, 41% from three. He was giving you 37 or 38, but he was just, bombing 12 or 13 of them a game, trying to get hot.
Right.
And so there's different ways they were trying to get it. For instance, Steph and Lillard were getting it off the dribble, where Klay was getting it off the pass. But those are the three best shooters of our generation.
And look at this, Matthew, real quick with the Devin Booker thing you said. In 2016, he advanced past the first round, but in the finals, he only hit 16 points, took third place behind Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. 2018, in the first round, he had 19 points and then hit 28 points, which was the record at the time, and he won it in 2018. But then he came back to 2026, 30 points the first round, 27 in the finals. Runner-up, he lost to Damian Lillard. So, he did win one back in 2018.
So we know we know he can shoot that rock, but he can't shoot it like the other three.
Right.
And Klay is like the definition of a gym shooter. Even the way he shoots in game, where he gets the ball, he don't go straight up with it if he's wide open. He does that rhythm dribble, then he shoots it.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's had like 60-point games and 30-point quarters on like 4 or 5 dribbles, because he's just going up right off. So just going off the rack, Klay's going to be good in that format. The problem is Klay's a little bit washed, but does it matter when you're just pulling balls off a rack in a gym? Maybe not. But once I finish burping, I'll say my butt. Too much topo. But here's the deal. Steph's the greatest three-point shooter of all time.
Right.
He putting up 13, 14 a game. He making like 45% of them things.
Right.
If he's on his game, now Lillard, if they play 10 games, Lillard and Klay could beat him a couple times. But if they were all 100% on their game every time, Curry's going to make most of them. Curry's going to win most of those. So I think you would, with those four, if you're sussing it out, I would say Curry has a 50% chance. Thompson and Lillard have a 20% chance. And Booker has a 10% chance. But it's a legendary three-point contest. And I say the only way you can make it better is you take those four, then add 4 more killers in there. Add 4 more great shooters. Put Knueppel back in there. Put Wemby in there just for fun. I know he's only like a 36, 37% three-point shooter, but put some guys that are going to bring intrigue to the contest. They should put 3 fire 40% three-point shooters and Wemby in there with those other 4. And they should just max it out because, the dunk contest is going to let everybody down again. So you got to have a fire three-point contest.
Yeah. All right. So what about this, Matthew? What if you give this one person 3 months to get into the shape, 3 months of practice,
all right, know what you're going to
say. And he has no injuries. He feels good. He's getting his rhythm back. Do you think Reggie Miller could change the course of that three-point contest?
No. He's been retired so long that, I'm sure when they first retire, they're still playing pickup. They're still doing shoot around, whatever. He's been retired since 2006. He's been retired. Sean, he's been retired for 20 years. And you want to ask me if he could come dust off the gym shoes and beat those 4 guys in a three-point contest?
But listen, he's not running around the court. Just grab the ball and shoot. Grab the ball and shoot.
That NBA range. Now, yeah, if he's in the gym, he'd be making them. But
3 months. You
got to go fast. What do you got? You got a minute? Or you got a minute 30 to go through all 6 racks?
All right. Let's not do him. What about Ray Allen?
I knew that was. I think Ray Allen could be. I wouldn't pick him against any of those 4. But if it was 8, if it was a contest of 8, I wouldn't pick him to go last place either. I think he could probably. He retired 2014-ish, 2015-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. You put Ray in there, if he's well conditioned, I don't think he would go last place, but I don't think he would come close to winning.
Okay, got it. All right, next, we're moving on. Mark Cuban, your boy.
My boy.
Mark Cuban says the NBA should embrace tanking. When I first saw that, I was like, what? He said the NBA should worry more about fan experience than tanking. It should worry more about pricing fans out of games than tanking. You know who cares the least about tanking? A parent who can't afford to bring their 3 kids to a game and buy their kids a jersey of their favorite player. Tanking isn't the issue. Affordability and the quality of game presentation are. Your thoughts, Matthew?
This is a horrible take. This is dumb. Like, I feel dumber just reading this. And this is a smart guy. This is a very smart guy that says a lot of smart things. But what the hell is he even talking about? Why aren't all three of those things issues? Yeah, affordability issue, quality of game presentation. Also, can't quality of game presentation be another word for tanking? Because the game presentation is going to be bad if one of the teams or both of the teams are tanking. Like the other day, I watched a game between the Sacramento Kings and the New Orleans Pelicans. And by halftime, Sean, I was hanging a noose and tying it to my ceiling because I just could not watch this thing anymore. And, you know, you're talking about
was that the game that's on the investigation for them pulling out the star players in the fourth quarter?
It's under investigation for being a shitty basketball game. That's what it is. But yeah. I don't think it's that game. I think that was the Pelicans game before. Right. I remember the game you're talking about.
Pelicans versus Memphis, I think.
Yeah. No, you know, there was one they're talking about with the Jazz where the Jazz were winning. Then they pulled Jaren Jackson Jr. and
that's what it was. Yeah.
Markkanen. So look, it's happening. Tanking's a huge issue, and tanking is such a big issue that even the fans and like the people that host the local radio show, they would rather the team tank than win games. At what point does it just like, hey, I have a little money to buy a basketball ticket. I'd like to go to my local arena and watch my basketball team win the game. Like the idea that like, oh, hey guys, we're in a 2 to 4 year tanking process where we're going to win 20 ball games over the next 5 years. And we're going to suck for like a long time. And if it doesn't work out, we might have to move cities because we might go broke. I mean, that's horrible. It's a horrible system. Of course they have to fix it. If only, what's the point of having 30 teams if only like 12 to 16 of them are really trying to win the championship on any given year?
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, he's right that affordability and game presentation are huge issues, but tanking's a huge issue with them. And so, why make this false dichotomy where we're picking between two things instead of saying all three of those are issues, so let's fix them? Tanking's a huge issue, and he should know better than that. Come on, Sean. He should know better than that.
Right. And, you know, and Matthew, I'm trying to wonder what made him go at that angle, talking about the taking 3 kids to the game and the kid buying a jersey of their favorite player. Wasn't he kind of like part of the deal? I mean, that was just 2 years ago, 3 that he sold the Mavericks. I mean, weren't they all part of the problem of raising prices? I mean, the more you keep giving these players $40-50 million deals, the more everything's got to go up.
Hey, that's true. And that's pretty specific. He's talking about bringing 3 kids to the game. Very specific, buying the kids a jersey of their favorite player. Hey, if I'm bringing kids to the game, now I don't have no kids, but if I did, they ain't getting no damn jersey. I mean, you go in that fan store, that's you dropping like 120, 140 bucks. So he's right about that, but I guarantee you go in the Dallas Mavericks arena and you're paying the same as you are the rest of the league. So he might be onto something, but tanking is a major issue too. And I think he's just as big a part of the problem when it comes to affordability as anybody else. So I just don't quite get what he's getting at here.
Right. And if I'm not mistaken, aren't they, I don't know who it is, but weren't they talking about bringing him back as the owner? Or if he wants to buy it back or make him minority owner? It's something that they're trying to bring him back.
But you never know. Everyone, all the powers that be, they're all playing 3-dimensional chess behind the scenes. So they leak something to the media just to get more leverage from somebody else. I mean, I'll believe that when I see it. Him like rejoining the Mavericks ownership group, because right now it just sounds like some rumor mill stuff.
All right, let's see. It says no, there's no indication Mark Cuban is coming back as majority owner of the Mavericks, and the current owners are actually positioned to own more of the team over time, not less. Oh, he is a minority owner still. It says Cuban sold a controlling stake to the Adelson Dumont families in late 2023 at a valuation of 3.5 billion, keeping on a minority stake about 27%. That's still a good percent.
You still got 27?
Yeah, Patrick Dumont is the team's governor, and Addison Dumont Group holds roughly 69% of the franchise. Cuban is now minority owner and has already stepped back from full control of basketball operations.
So what's he talking about? Still owning 27% of the team. I mean, he's part of the problem.
Yeah.
He acting like his hands are clean. On 27% team. I don't own 1/4 of a basketball team. So
right.
If you want to tell us what's the issue, we'll do something about it, Mr. 27% of the team.
All right, there you have it. We're moving on to the next subject. Boom. Austin Reaves, your boy, AR, eligible for massive $241 million Lakers extension. The 27-year-old guard is averaging 25.4 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists per game, while thriving in Coach J.J. Redick's offense amid injuries to LeBron James and others. After passing on a smaller extension last year, Reaves, whose current deal ends after this $13.9 million season, can sign a Lakers max starting at $41.5 million, far outpacing offers from rivals. Fans divided between calling him Hillbilly Kobe, or some people call him untouchable. Then others are questioning his defense and then non-all-star status. With trade rumors linking him to stars like Giannis or Luka, though Reaves insists, I want to be in LA. What are your thoughts about this? Has he proven himself yet? I mean, I'm not going to say that Austin doesn't do good, but he has his moments. He is on again, off again. I don't think there's a consistency there for it to be 41 million a year. I mean, man, you'll have to. That's a lot of money. You're gonna have to trade some people for that.
Well, one thought I would have about this article, first of all, is that he already plays with Luka. So linking him to stars like Giannis or Luka.
No, talking about how much. They're talking about the trade. Yeah.
He already plays with Luka. So anyway,
right.
Besides that, here's the deal, man. 240 million. 41 starting at 41.5 million a year for a guy who's your third option, who's never made an all-star team, never made an all-NBA team, never qualified for any postseason awards, never did this, never did that. He is a star in his role for sure, and his role has expanded a lot. Now, I could see like some bad team or some mid team trying to take a jump and do something risky and giving him this contract. But the Lakers, to give him this contract, especially if LeBron plays again next year, because as long as LeBron plays, he's not going to accept being less than the second best player, even if he's not the second best player, which, you can make a case that Reaves is more valuable to what the Lakers are trying to do right now than LeBron with his shooting and playmaking. And so, but LeBron's going to be the second best player because he's going to demand that role. So here's what I wonder with Reaves, and here's why I'm not giving Reaves no $240 million. I mean, if that's the market for good, solid star in your role like Reaves, I mean, those numbers are star player numbers, 25, 5, and 6. But the issue is he's the third option, and he's got good playmakers in Luka and LeBron. So what happens when they double team Luka? What happens when they run out at LeBron? Reaves is taking wide open shots. So if you're going to tell me that, and his game's evolved a lot, because I watched him his first year and a half when he played with Westbrook. I mean, he was already very good, but his game, of course, has evolved a lot. He knows how to get to the line now. His playmaking's a lot saucier. He plays with more confidence. He gets to the rim with confidence. He makes all his open shots. Like, he's a guy that when you see taking an open shot, you think, okay, that's going in. That thing's going. He's not like them guys that play for the Rockets. When you see this guy take an open shot, you say that thing's going in.
Right.
But what's going to happen when he's the first option? What's going to happen even when he's the second option and you don't have Luka getting triple teamed, throwing out to you wide open for three? Or you don't have LeBron, who's one of, like, you know, the drive and kick legends. Well, with that, LeBron's like classic play, just driving to the rim with a head of steam and then kicking it out to the 3-point line.
Right.
And you're Austin Reaves. You're taking open shots. Now, Austin Reaves can create his own offense, but if you're going to tell me he's going to be on a team with no Luka and no LeBron and be the first option or the second option, and he's just creating his own offense, he's not going to average 25, 5, and 6. He's going to average like 17 points on less field goal percentage. So I can't justify paying him $240 million, especially when you're the Lakers and you got star players that want to come to you every year. And at some point, you already got so much money tied up in Luka, or you will if he signs a long-term extension. Then you're going to have Hillbilly Kobe on $240 million. So what happens a year from now when Giannis wants to come or Brunson wants to come? I'm just being theoretical here.
Yeah.
You know, what are you going to do then? You're going to say, oh, well, we're already paying Hillbilly Kobe $240 million to be the third option. So I don't like it, but also I feel like I could eat my words if he did have his own team, or he did have a team he was the first or second option on, and he still produced like he's producing now. But I have a hard time seeing it happen. So Sean, I ain't paying him no $240 million. I'd have a hard time paying him half of that.
And Matthew, watching some of his games early this year and the end of last year, is it me or does it seem like the refs give him every single foul call there is? You talking about STA getting all those shots?
FTA.
Man. Yeah, or you call him FTA?
FTA.
Yeah, FTA. I call him SGA. Shy. I think Austin Reaves get just as many foul calls as LeBron and Shy combined together.
I'm tired of guys playing like this. No, Austin Reaves definitely does that same thing FTA does, where he tries to get cute on the jumper, where he places his feet and tries to get the foul. Denny Avdia does it too, free throw merchant. You know, I like guys like Wemby. I like guys like Anthony Edwards that are just there to play ball. I don't like none of this free throw merchant stuff. And, you know, look, SGA, FTA, he's good enough to where he's a defending champ. He's a defending MVP. Probably the favorite for MVP this year. So I'm not hating on him like that. Like, I'll give credit where it's due. He's probably the MVP this year. But I like some guys that are trying to give buckets, not fouls. And you talk about Austin Reaves, he's definitely in that. He's trying to get buckets, but he really, really, really wants that foul, along with his buddy Denny Avdia and along with his buddy FTA. And I'm tired of watching these free throw merchants. And you want to talk about game presentation, what Mark Cuban was saying, they need to get in the lab and stop letting these guys get those free throws on those jump shots where they're a danger to themselves, because it's not a dangerous closeout. They're getting cute where they place their feet going down. They're moving in the direction and just trying to fall down. So one of them's going to injure themselves doing it, first of all, and they got to fix it. But you're right with what you say. Austin Reaves, Hillbilly Kobe, AR-15, he's definitely one of those. He's definitely a merchant.
Right. So I'm just not sold on Austin Reaves. I think they should hold out. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve to get money, but I think the Lakers need to hold out, because you're looking at one more year, maybe LeBron is gone. Luka's the future they're going to build around. If you leave Austin there and sign him to the 5-year deal, Kobe got maybe another extra year on top of this. I think they should trade him for a good star piece. And they've done this before. If once LeBron is out of there, if you want to bring him back, you can, or just keep building around Luka, where else you bring around him. But man, $41 million, no. I just don't think he's there yet. I mean, I would give him the high 28 million, close to 30, but not no 41.
If he wants to prove it, and prove us wrong, maybe he will. But he's the third best player on the Lakers, or at least he has the third best role. And the Lakers aren't going anywhere. We know the Lakers are going to just get knocked out in the first round, or, maybe if they really stretch and extend, get to the second round. But if he can't be the third best player on a championship team, and you got that much money tied into him, it doesn't make sense to me, because if you're going to pay someone that much money to be your third best player, they better be raising the ceiling pretty significantly. And I don't see it with him. But I hope he proves me wrong. He's a good player. He's saucy. We'll see what he does.
Got you. All right. Now, Matthew, moving on. We have a video. So let's watch this video and then we'll get your thoughts. Oops.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there we go. It's just loaded.
YouTube down. Uh-oh. This is the video. Interpret. Yeah. It's up to interpretation from the audience.
All right, hold on. Let's switch. Let's see if this video plays.
It's a make your own video.
I know, right? Isn't this crazy? Let me switch stage and then come back to this. See if it'll play.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we'll just do this, fans. We'll remove this. Let's see if it loads now. All right, we're gonna remove it completely from studio. Might add it from scratch then, since I don't want to do that.
You're gonna have to imagine the video if you're watching out there.
All right, let's add it from scratch.
And you talk about something about what makes Giannis hard to guard or whatever, and then you said he does it still real quick that people don't notice. Like when I go like this, yeah. And I've been doing it for 13 years, and it took a rookie to come in and understand what I would be doing. You're probably one of the smartest rookies I've ever seen. Like the way you play.
I appreciate that.
Now hold on. Before I finish this, I know he's not telling Knueppel that this move right here, after 13 years, he didn't know this move right here.
He does it still real quick.
I want y'all to watch this.
Like when I go like this, yeah.
Basic spin move.
13 years, and it took a rookie to come in and understand what I would be doing.
Nobody noticed I did the spin move until you got here, Con.
Like the way you play the game, and I
appreciate that.
You grew up with like brothers and dad, like you've been playing, because I was the same way. But you're probably one of the most intelligent players that I've seen as a rookie. Like the way how you're coming out, like usually guys figure out how to
he don't know what to say. He's nervous.
NBA in college or Europe is totally different. Yeah.
Now, let's start off with this. It took 13 years and a rookie to show Giannis the spin move.
It took 13 years for people to figure out Giannis was doing the spin move. I don't believe that.
Matthew, make this make sense. It took Knueppel, a rookie, to show him the spin move. Please tell me we're hearing this wrong. Please tell me.
I think you are hearing it wrong. Please
tell me this video is being chopped up or edited and we're just missing something.
No. What he said is equally dumb, but it's not that. What he said is, I've been doing the spin move for 13 years, and you're the first one to know that I'm doing it.
Oh, that's what he was saying.
That's what he said. But I don't buy that either. Run it back.
Something about what makes Giannis hard to guard or whatever. And then you said he does it still real quick that people don't notice. Like when I go like this, yeah. And I've been doing it for 13 years, and it took a rookie to come in and understand what I would be doing.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That makes it even worse.
That makes it worse.
You mean to tell me Knueppel is the first person to realize we can't guard Giannis because he does a spin move?
Because he does a spin move and a little half elbow. No, give me a break. No, I'm sure I'm sure the whole league knows that's what he wants to do. They just can't stop it because he's too strong and too good and too dominant. But like the idea that, oh, Khan, you were the first person to figure out I'd be doing this spin move half elbow to create leverage. Oh, golly, Khan. I mean, you're just so smart. You're as smart as a whip, Khan. And what did Khan say? He said, well, thank you. Well, thank you, Mr. Giannis.
And then he said he is the most intelligent rookie he's ever met in his life.
He really letting him have it.
You mean to tell me all it takes? So that lets me know that Knueppel must have did an interview about Giannis, about, why was it hard to stop him or something. And he must have mentioned the spin move. And after that, Giannis fell in love with Knueppel, his favorite rookie, and the most intelligent rookie of all time. Matthew, tell me this ain't so. I mean, how much of this video that you look at him like, I just can't believe Giannis is saying this?
I think it goes to show. Here's what it goes to show: whether you're us or whether you're in the NBA, people like to hear nice things said about them. So Khan's in his little interview and he says, "Oh, Giannis does this dominant spin move." Giannis is watching at home. He's chilling in Milwaukee. He sees Khan say that, and it brings a smile to his face because he's like, "Oh, I do that spin move. Khan is right." And people like to hear nice things. Khan was the latest person that said something nice to him, and now Giannis wants to pay it forward.
He said he's been doing it for 13 years, and he's the first person that noticed it.
Well, I'm sure many people have noticed it. I'm sure random players.
He's saying he's the first rookie then.
What he's saying is wrong, basically. He's trying to be nice, and he's being nice. Like, he's being a gentleman here. He's being a good sport. He's being a little over-complimentary. Because you mean to tell me 13 years of Giannis being like the number one player that people game plan for. Like, when you see the Bucks on your schedule, you're game planning for Giannis probably 2 weeks in advance. And you're saying Knueppel, this rookie, 13 and a half years into your career, is the first person to know Giannis likes to do a spin move, then give a little half elbow to create leverage. You fucking kidding me, Sean? Are you kidding me, Sean?
Hey, let me look up. You know what I gotta look up? I gotta look up. Did Charlotte beat them and stop them because of his game plan? What was the score between the Bucks versus Hornets?
I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks won, because it's always easier to give props to a vanquished opponent than to an opponent to beat you. Boxers do that all the time, where they'll say, "What's your toughest fight?" And they won't say the fighter that beat them. They'll say a fighter they beat.
Yeah. So they played twice. Bucks won in December 29th. They played like just 4 days apart, 4 or 5 days apart. 123 to 113. And then January 2nd, Bucks won 122. The Hornets 121 by 1 point because Giannis game-winning lob dunk with 4.7 seconds left.
So what I say? Exactly what I said, because they beat him twice. So it's like, okay, yeah, I'm showing love to you because we already beat y'all's ass. I'll give you all the compliments you want, but I ain't giving no compliments to the team that beat me. We live in the boxing game. We see that all the time. They never say, "Oh, the guy that whooped my ass is the best fighter I faced." They always say, "Oh, it was this guy I beat in my third pro fight. He was my toughest fight."
Right.
And that's the vibes I'm getting here. And Giannis say that to Knueppel.
Right. All right. Now, let me remove this one. So we got one more video here.
Serve it up.
Tell me what your thoughts is on. Hey, look, and let me say this. Knueppel, I think you're a great player. By no way am I bashing you. I just thought that was hilarious that Giannis put you in an awkward spot like that.
But I'm sure it was cool talking to Giannis if you're Knueppel, but hey, you ain't figure out his spin move. Come on, man. People know about it. People know about it.
All right, here we go. This was on ESPN First Take, and it's Amon Shumpert. Let's see what he had to say.
Manufacturing it. Don't ask them, do they want to be the face? You want to go over there and take Shea's trophy? Go take it. That's how you become the face of the NBA. Mike didn't become the face of the NBA just because he looked cool and he got a bald head. He ran up on them dudes in gold and he took it. So if you want to be the face of the league, go out here and take a championship when we sitting up here saying we don't know if you could go take one. You go take one, you get in the conversation. You come back the next year, you prove you can go back in there again. We start to conversate about you being part of this league, being one of the faces. That's where Steph started to turn the curve back when we were playing. You started to think this is Steph Curry's league. This might not be LeBron James's league, but it's because you have to hold up the crown. Can you hold up the crown multiple times? Can you make sure that everybody in the playoffs has to change how they play for you? Can you change the game? Then
I would say there is some legitimacy to that, but I wouldn't say SGA is the face of the league. Now, there's no set rules, no set standards out there, Matthew. But for you to be the face of the NBA within a decade, a 10-year period, you need to win at least 3 championships, 3 out of 10 times in a decade. And you're lucky to do that if you had the right pieces around you. LeBron had his run. Steph had his run. If we could say anybody was a face, it would had to be LeBron and it had to be Steph Curry. This next 10 years, I mean, you got, like you said, you got Joker, you got SGA, you got Luca. I mean, there's a lot of names up there. What are your thoughts about what Shumpert had to say about, if you want that MVP, you want that face of the NBA, not only do you have to prove yourself, but you got to go and take the guy that's holding the MVP, and on top of that, win a championship. Now, I'm just going to add to it, and you need to do it multiple times within a 10-year period.
Yeah, well, I mean, Shumpert has plenty of experience being the face of the NBA, so he knows all about that. He knows all about teams game planning for him with his 7 points a game career and 39% shooting. I mean, bro, they just have to say takes on these shows. Like, what does that even mean? You want to go, like, look, I think FTA, SGA, Shea, I think he's the best player in the league right now. He's a defending MVP. He's the defending champ. He was the best player on the championship team. But I don't know that the current generation has ever supplanted the past generation as being the face of the league. I think you can make a case that guys like LeBron and Durant and Curry are still the face of the league over guys like SGA and Jokic and Luka and Ant. I think Ant-Man has a lot of potential to be the face of the NBA. I think people want him to get a chip because I think people know that he's just like a straight dog and he's going to make a great face of the NBA for 10 years. But I would say arguably with these free throw guys like Shea, then like a boring star like Jokic, who is a great player. Who I think if you're taking the current generation, he's probably the closest to being the face of the league. But I think there's a lot of people that are sports fans, like casual sports fans, that don't know that much about him, don't know much about SGA. Probably know about Luka because that trade was the biggest thing ever, so everyone kind of heard about that. But I think if you talk to casual sports fans that, let's say, they're more NFL than NBA, and you ask them who's the face of the league, I don't know that you wouldn't hear LeBron, KD, and Steph still. I don't know that you would hear SGA. I don't know that you would hear Jokic. You might hear Luka. If they're a basketball fan, you definitely probably hear Ant-Man. But I don't know. I don't think Shea's the face of the NBA. I for sure don't think that. I don't. When I'm in sports circles, when I'm talking hoops with people, I don't hear a disproportionate amount about Oklahoma City. I don't hear a disproportionate amount about Shea. I probably hear more about Denver. I hear about Jokic pretty frequently. But we're still talking about the same cats, and it could be a generational thing. It could be because I'm a millennial. I'm 32. We came up with LeBron, KD, and Curry. Those are still the cats I hear about. Those, to me, are still the face of the NBA. Now, in terms of taking the trophy, yeah, like Shea's probably the best player in the league, or Jokic when healthy, but one of them two. And so I don't quite get the take, like, yeah, go beat them, go win the championship, whatever. But I don't think it's going to matter because I think the person that's going to be the face of the league
is Wemby.
Wow. I want it to be Wemby. and I think he's going to win championships, and I think he's going to be, if he stays healthy, in the GOAT conversation. But I think there's a good case, personality-wise, swagger-wise, game-wise, that is going to be Ant-Man.
So, with Ant-Man, right? I was just looking up this stats right here, right? The only way I think Ant-Man he needs to be on a better team. But if you can make a trade for Aaron Gordon, Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Jonas Valanciunas, and put him on there with Joker and Jamal Murray, absolutely they would dominate over the next 5 to 7 years.
But why are we running from the work? Why are we building super teams here? Ant-Man's team has been to the Western Conference Finals the last 2 years, and he's only 24. They're 12 games over 500 right now. Yeah, he could win a championship if he went and played with Jokic, the arguably first or second best player in the league.
So are you saying you're upset with Kevin Durant when he went to the Warriors?
Oh, I mean, I think everybody is. I mean, I love Durant. I think like 95% of basketball fans, and I don't think
Do you think it was unfair when they had Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh?
Yeah, I definitely. I mean,
really?
that started the arms race. You could argue Boston, but I think it was Miami and the Big Three that started the arms race. I think Golden State, took it to the most extreme degree. And ever since then, we don't do big threes anymore because everybody thinks it sucks. Because, I mean, nobody to this day, Durant doesn't get his due for the championships because it was like after he won those championships, I think we all said, oh, eventually people will get over it and they won't care about it. People never stopped caring about it. People never really gave those titles their respect. And people treat them like they got an asterisk with them. So, I don't think I would want Ant-Man to go play with Jokic and Jamal Murray. I want him to stay in Minnesota and go bring them a chip because he's a beast. But, Ant-Man, Wemby, they're going to be the face of the league before it's SGA and Jokic because, granted, those guys are like the face of their generation, and their generation is still significantly less popular than LeBron, Curry, and KD's generation. It's like all these tennis players, man, that they could never get out of Nadal and Federer's shadow. Even Djokovic, who ended up surpassing them in terms of titles, they could never get out of Nadal and Federer's shadow. And now nobody cares about tennis because Nadal and Federer are gone, and the ratings are so far down, and it's because these guys did it in their generation. Then they did it in the next guy's generation, and then they did it in the next guy's generation. And I think you have a degree of that with LeBron, Curry, and KD because they're still bigger stars than the guys that are the face now. And it's gonna be one of those things where like Wemby and Ant-Man are gonna be bigger stars than Jokic and SGA too. And it's like SGA and Jokic might end up being like the Larry Holmes, smacked in between Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson. And so nobody remembers Larry Holmes like they should because you had Ali, you had Tyson in between, and you had Holmes in the middle of the sandwich. And I could think that could be the same thing with SGA and Jokic.
All right. So listen, we have here, let me do this. This is going to be a part of our section. We're going to transition over to, let me share the screen.
I don't want to hear none from this iron my shirt guy.
All right. So here we have some comments on YouTube. When we talked about former NBA player Jamal Mashburn invested wisely over 100 businesses, somebody said, hate to burst your bubble, fellas, but Papa John's stock price has fallen nearly 85% from a high in 2019 of $112 a share, now $38 per share. As of yesterday, owning a Papa John's has not been lucrative since he purchased them. I'm sure if he could sell, he would because he lost hundreds of millions of dollars over the last 5 years owning Papa John's. These content creators are getting lazy and lazy with each new channel that pops up. You guys have got to do better. This is why you have zero engagement. Your talking points are not factual. Bro just pretty much changed topic when he mentioned his net worth. 100 million sounds low for owning 254 businesses. Consider you made 70 million in your career.
He said you're spreading misinformation, Sean. Bonsai Buckeye said, I don't like
Buckeye
that.
won. Well, no matter what you look at, listen, you think all 100 businesses that people own is going to be successful, Matthew? Even Mark Cuban and Shark Tank, all the investors. Out of all those businesses they invest in, only about 10% actually do good. But I mean, it seems like with his net worth, he's doing good.
I think
And
Bonsai
what was it
Buckeye.
about? This person must have had the bubble guts and must have got food poisoning from Papa John's. That way he went off on them.
He said, "I'm not eating that shit." Bonsai Buckeye not eating that shit, man. Bring him some Dominoes.
Yep. Then we said why Joker or Jokic is a once in a generation playmaker. Bro don't even know his first name.
Yeah, I think you called him Nikolai a couple times. He might be on to
Yeah.
something, Sean.
Right. How do you actually pronounce it?
I think it's Nikola
All right.
Jokic. But
Nikola.
maybe Jeffrey's got a point that we don't even know this guy's
Jeffrey
name.
Magic 7962.
Jeffrey, imagine. Good call, brother. We'll get it
All
right.
right. And then why is Cleveland Cavaliers investing in James Harden? We have the Cavs invested to win now. Garland was injured and smaller and not as good. Harden unlocks our bigs with his passing, and we have elite shooting around him. He can rebound and hold his own defense, where Garland was a liability. Harden plus Mitchell is unstoppable. Harden will thrive as a second option in playoffs. What are your thoughts on that?
You see, why can't everyone be like this cat? Like, you know, the Jamal Mashburn guys, like, this is why you have zero engagement. This is other guys like, LOL, y'all suck. Why not just engage with, like, the topic at hand? And, you know, I just think, like, it's friendlier. I mean, I get we're on the internet, so everyone has to be rude, but I think that was a nice comment, and he was talking basketball, not talking about our engagement.
Right. And then when we did the NBA crackdown on teams tanking for draft picks, Richard Hen AZ, ESPN has advertising revenue online for the betting companies who lose. I would imagine a lot of money with sitting players unexpected had on their prop bets. And I think ESPN is just catering to the gambling advertisers who won the player prop bets for the Utah Magic game. As a Jazz fan, I love how they played. I got to watch the starters for 3 quarters and the rookies play and develop in the fourth quarter, which they will. Let me read more. They will need.
Oh, damn. My man wrote a book.
And if you actually watch the game, the rookies really tried to pull off the win. Tanking is an issue. It's been an issue since Dallas started this. The Spurs showed how much successful it would be when tanking for Duncan, and Philo made it a process. All the NBA people talk about how important it is to develop skills that you can only do in the fourth quarter. It is more logical that the Jazz take the rest of the season to play the young guys in a crunch so that they can get better and help more in the actual playoff. All the talk has been about death matters in the playoffs now. Better reason for the Jazz doing this instead of the traditional, more accepting tanking of not playing the starters at all, just to get 1% better chance of a top 4 pick. It makes so much more sense that the reason this tanking issue is so aggressive for senior players in game versus announcing beforehand that they won't play is because of the online betting and the risk to player prop bets and to make marketing money that pay ESPN to help fight against this action on their behalf. Yes, there has been and still is tanking issues. And yes, there is gambling issues. It's been on players, coaches, and now sports analysts via marketing on behalf of the online bookies, pure mafia shakedown.
Ooh.
Instead of being you up, now threatening to advertise attack you for not playing their way. Wow, Richard had a lot to say on that one, Matthew, but he was kind of hitting on some good topic at some point there. And I will say, Matthew, I am tired every time I look up online gambling. It just took over every single advertisement there is. Listen, I know they're paying these places money and all that, but man, do I have to see online gambling every time I turn on a game?
Yes, you do. Man, Richard wrote a book, man.
Yeah. Richard, you all right with me? What's your thoughts on what Richard said, Matthew?
I think Simon and Schuster should call him. He's got a lot to say, and we need to get started on the book. No, I think he's wrong about the Spurs tanking. If I remember the year they got Duncan, I think Robinson was injured that year. So I think the Spurs legitimately sucked that year. I'd have to look into it, but I think Robinson was injured the year we got Duncan. But I see why people have conspiracies about the Spurs, because think about our luck with the number 1 pick, Robinson, Duncan, Wembanyama, and even last year we managed to get the number 2 and get Dylan Harper. So I mean,
Right.
we've had pretty good luck with them lottery balls, but I think we were tanking for Wemby for sure. Or were we tanking, or did we just suck? Or what's the difference? I don't know. But we did not tank for Duncan, I think.
Right.
But we're going to look into it more. Then I'll write a book in response to Richard and AZ.
All right. There you have it. Like I said, we'll post your comments. I think there was one. Hold on, let's just share one more, and then we'll break out. Let's Can you see that right there? Oh,
I
hold on,
can't.
Let me switch.
I can't see it, brother. There we go. Oh, damn, there's Richard's
That's
book
still,
again.
No, that's still. So let me do stop sharing.
Richard's always been a writer.
I'm gonna share again.
Richard, he has a passion for it.
I know, right?
He gets behind it. He's like Dickens, man.
All right, here's one on TikTok when we talked about the 2025 MVP 5-man sprint. Is SGA leading the pack? The MVP, this is Emma Colin, said the MVP is between SGA and Joker, unless neither hits the game's requirement. Then we have a real race.
Yeah. I think whoever said that, Emma Colin, I think that's about right. I think that's a pretty obvious take. Yeah.
Yeah. And then on the same subject, this is by Jason Kalunga. I hate the argument that the MVP is on the best team. It's not a team award. I think it's how well that player plays and has a complete game.
Nobody said that, but if the player that's most valuable to his team happens to be on the best team, it doesn't hurt either. But I mean, there were years where like Harden and Westbrook won it 2 years in a row, where what they were doing was incredible, and everyone realized that, okay, Oklahoma City in 2017, you take out Westbrook, their lottery team. Houston
Right.
in 2018, you take out Harden, they're certainly not a third-round team. So,
Right.
yeah, I don't think anybody's saying – I mean, LeBron won it a bunch of years when he wasn't on the best team. I don't think anybody's really saying that. So I think your friend from TikTok is talking to himself. Got to get off the
Jason
TikTok.
Kalunga.
Get off the TikTok, buddy.
All right, well, there y'all have it, man. We appreciate y'all leaving y'all comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. Please keep dropping your comments. And if there's anything you want us to talk about, make sure you put it down below. Man, we appreciate the support. Man, it's always a pleasure with my co-host, Matthew Reyna. Matthew, anything you want to say in closing?
Well, this is the best part of my week, so it's all downhill from here for me.
All right, there you have it. And until next time, Sean and Matthew, we signing out.